Wrestling Apocalypse. This is the only place where we don't just watch the broadcast, we hunt for the truth in the frames they tried to delete. If you're sitting there in absolute disbelief after Nick Aldis's reveal, hold on to your seats, because we have obtained something even more chilling. We have the unseen footage, the raw, unedited security feed of Gunther leaving the building moments after Jey Uso was crushed under that steel. This isn't the polished version you saw on SmackDown. This is the heartbeat of a predator in his natural habitat. We are talking about 30 seconds of film that reveals the true, terrifying psyche of the ring general. While the world was screaming for help, Gunther wasn't running, he wasn't hiding, and he wasn't even breathing hard. He was adjusting his cuff links. Tonight, we break down the walk of the assassin, the look in his eyes that the TV cameras missed, and the bone-chilling reason why Jey Uso might be the first of many to fall under the sacred mat purges. The atmosphere in the production truck when this footage was discovered was described as deathly silent. To understand the weight of this, you have to picture the scene. 10 minutes after the cameras stopped rolling on the segment where Jey was attacked, the arena was a beehive of panic. Medics were sprinting, referees were shouting, and the bloodline was losing their minds. But on the far side of the building, at the private executive exit, the unseen footage shows a completely different world. The door opens, and Gunther steps out into the night air. There is no urgency. There is no sweat on his brow. He looks like a man who just finished a very satisfying, very quiet dinner. The cinematic detail in these 30 seconds is haunting. Gunther stops under a single, flickering streetlight. He doesn't look back at the building where Jey is currently fighting for his breath. Instead, he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a white handkerchief, and meticulously wipes a small smudge of grease likely from the production rig he just sabotaged off his hand. He looks at the cloth, folds it perfectly, and places it back in his pocket. Michael Cole mentioned on air that Gunther is surgical, but seeing it like this, without the commentary, without the crowd noise, just the sound of the wind and his heavy boots on the asphalt? It's not wrestling. It's a thriller movie where the villain has already won. The energy in the Wrestling Apocalypse offices shifted the moment we saw his face in high def. As Gunther reaches his car, he pauses. He looks directly toward the camera not because he's caught, but because he knows it's there. He gives a microscopic, almost imperceptible nod. It wasn't a taunt. It was a confirmation. It was the ring general acknowledging that the apocalypse he promised has officially begun. Backstage, our sources are telling us that when Nick Aldis saw this specific angle, he didn't just order the reveal, he ordered a full security sweep of the building. There is a genuine fear that Gunther hasn't just attacked a superstar, he has taken control of the building's psychology. Think about the stakes for the locker room after seeing this unseen side of him. Usually, when a heel does something this heinous, they brag about it. They want the heat. They want the microphone. But Gunther's silence in this footage is louder than any promo. He treated the attempted career ending of Jey Uso like a clerical error he had to fix. The fan perspective on our forums is reaching a breaking point. People are calling him the Butcher of SmackDown, while others are saying this is the most realistic violence we've seen in WWE in a decade. One fan commented, "The way he adjusted his coat while Jey was screaming, that's not a character. That's a monster." The emotional beat that hits the hardest in this footage is the arrival of the car. A black sedan pulls up, and the door is opened by someone we can't quite identify, though the silhouette looks suspiciously like Ludwig Kaiser. Gunther doesn't say a word. He gets in, the door closes with a heavy, expensive thud, and the car drives away into the darkness of the city. No tires screeching. No dramatic exit. Just a quiet disappearance. It reinforces the idea that Gunther doesn't see Jey Uso as an equal or even a rival. He sees him as clutter that needed to be cleared from the ring. As we look toward next week's SmackDown, the unseen footage has changed the narrative. This isn't just about Jey Uso's health anymore, it's about the safety of every person who wears a colorful shirt or dances to the ring. Gunther has declared that the era of entertainment is being replaced by an era of order, and he's willing to break bones to prove it. We've heard whispers that several superstars have requested extra security for their arrivals next week, but as this footage proves, security doesn't matter when the Predator is the most disciplined man in the history of the sport. We here at Wrestling Apocalypse are going to be running this footage through every digital filter. We have to see if we can identify the driver of that sedan. If it was Kaiser or Vinci, then Imperium has officially become a hit squad. If it was someone else, then Gunther has allies we haven't even dreamed of yet. The pacing of this mystery is accelerating, and the unseen moments are where the real story is being told. I want to hear from you, the most eagle-eyed community in wrestling. What did you see in Gunther's eyes during that streetlight moment? Do you think he's working alone, or is there a bigger sovereign movement happening behind the scenes? And most importantly, how does Jey Uso even begin to fight a man who doesn't feel guilt? Get down in those comments and let your voice be heard. We read every single one, and your theories are what keep us hunting for the truth. If you're as chilled by this unseen footage as we are, hit the like button to show your support for the channel. It helps us keep the cameras rolling in the dark corners of the WWE. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a frame of the truth. The ring general has left the building, Jey Uso is in the hospital, and the apocalypse is officially unedited. I've been your host for Wrestling Apocalypse. Watch your back, stay loud, and we'll see you at the next bell.